Hey everyone, welcome to another Haze Reverb video, and in this one we're going to go over Moonlight Abyss for this month. And as you can see from the thumbnail, I did do a 99 point clear, and there's actually been a few people who have cleared it on global, and on other servers people have cleared it on 99 as well. It seems to be much easier this month than it was in the previous iterations. Plus, I guess there are some units that do make it a bit more accessible. Mainly Princess Skadi, which I'll go over in a second. But for the points, there is a change here. There used to be a life potion, but now it is one of these two. I can't remember which one, but it's basically a double up here. Both of them make the enemy units ignore taunts, or they're immune to taunts. So taunts just do nothing here, but you can still block their attacks with tanks, so you just have to make sure that you're placing your tanks in the tiles that, or at least like in the lane and in the row that that will block an attack, right? Because you have to look at their attack patterns to see what they attack. Some of them jump to the second line or even the back row, so you have to make sure you have units placed in those positions to block their attacks. Aside from that, I didn't feel like there's much other differences here. I didn't really look too closely though to really compare it to last time, but the most noteworthy thing was the life potion is changed. Alright, now I am going to separate this into two videos because I think this it's going to take quite a while to explain everything. And the first 15 floors I have presets for, so I'm going to do that with the preset teams. And then for the last 5 floors or so, those require a lot more explanation. There's a lot more I have to do to clear those ones comfortably, but we'll go over that in that video, right? So this one I'm going to focus on the first 15 floors, and I'll talk about a bit of the strategies here, and for each floor we'll talk about the dangerous units that you have to look out for, and yeah, we'll talk about that over the course of the video. Now, the general strategy here is you want to run fixed damage units because the enemy has pretty much mostly maxed damage reduction types, not necessarily fully maxed, but it will be very very high, right? And as the mobs get higher levels, as you go into the deeper floors, it's going to get significantly harder to kill them. And it do a lot of the dangerous units will do true damage and then one shot your tanks as well. So you have to be very careful with that. And yeah, basically we use Her Majesty and normal Skadi because both of them have fixed damage. They don't care how much damage reduction these guys have. They'll one shot everything, right? Then you need tanks placed in spots to block attacks. Now on this floor, we have number 2 is going to move after the first unit, right? Now, I've one important thing to note with these floors where there's a lot less units. Look at the top row, for example. There's only one unit in that row, right? And because you're the first to act, you're going to kill off that unit straight away, and then this whole lane is empty. So technically, I don't need anything in this lane to tank, right? So I just put the tanks in these ones. Again, for the bottom run, they're not really gonna get a hit off either, right? But if they do, then I have Fafnir who has max armor, Mo has max armor, and then Farnese is just ultra tanky with she's gonna get Hawk Shield and she has a second life. So I'm not worried about any of these dying, but you have to make sure you check their skills, right? So for example, this guy, you have to make sure that he doesn't have any armor ignore. So obviously, if there's armor ignore, that I can't use Fafnir in this slot, right? I'll have to swap it with something that has either resistance or dodge. So I could use Tenka, or I could use something like a Mirror who has resistance, right? So you just have to look out for that. On the early floors, you don't really have to that to deal with. It's more in the later floors where there's a lot more dangerous units. But yeah, this one's pretty simple, so I'll just show you how it plays out, and then I'll skip it once it's very obvious it's gonna win. But the thing with units in empty lanes, right? So sorry, if there's a unit in the lane, then even though there's only one unit, no matter what the attack pattern is, they're always going to hit that unit, right? So as long as you put a tank here that doesn't die to any of the attacks from that lane, then you don't have to worry about fiddling around with the unit order behind them to deal with units that might jump the first unit, right? So I could put all my supports in the top lane, and they won't die because there's no one in that row to attack, right? Right, so now we can skip. It's pretty obvious it's going to finish. And with the first 15 floors, I have presets for all of them, right? And for the first 15, I'm pretty confident that none of them will have units that will die. I just have to make sure that I select the correct one, which is a little bit annoying because I always lose track of which floor I'm up to, and then sometimes I'll click the wrong preset. But so Abyss 2 here. Now this one, the only dangerous unit here is the frog, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take out the first 2 units to open up the lane to attack the frog on the following turn, right? So once these ones are dead, number 3 was meant to act first, but because it's dead, obviously it moves to the next unit in line that has a skill that actually attacks, right? So charge up skills get skipped for a turn, and supports just like they buff the next unit, and then it goes on until you have a unit that actually acts on the turn. So the first one will be this thing, whatever it is. It's like a crab-looking thing. So he's on attack and attack Mo, and you can see here the attack pattern. It dodges well, I just basically didn't place any unit here because that way only Mo gets attacked, right? And Mo has max armor, and this guy does not have an armor pierce, so he won't. Oh, so she won't die, and she just tank it forever. Then the turn will go back to you, and then normal Skadi will attack and kill the frog. And the frog's the only annoying one here because it charms, so you don't want that to happen if you can help it. And it does. I think it does some decent damage as well. So you just make sure frogs are one of the things that you want to make sure that you kill early, or at least have a unit that can block it and not get affected by it, or actually can tank it. Alternatively, you could use a unit that can take a hit. For example, Momo can take a hit, right? And that will buy you time to hopefully kill it off in the following round. But this one's pretty simple, so let's just start and get through it. I will just talk over the first round because that's the only real important round. So we kill this, or these 2. Now this guy is going to attack after all these buff, and that thing charges up. And we're going to get blocked here by Mo. Now the frog's going to die, and nothing else is really dangerous, right? So we can skip from here and go on to the next one. So one thing I kind of wish that they add to Abyss is that it's like a floor indicator when you get into the actual floor. So we're going to floor 3 now. Because if you notice on the UI, there's nothing like saying that this is floor 3. And I think that's what they need to add. So maybe something up here say that it's Abyss floor 3, and yeah, that way it's because I always come. Sometimes I'll come in because I usually multitask stuff while I do this. So I'll come in, and then I'll forget. Oh, am I on floor 3? So then yeah, now I want to load the floor 3 setup, and yeah. Sometimes I lose track. I have to go back out to check it, and that's like more loading screens. It gets really annoying. But here we have this female-looking unit. She's actually very dangerous, but not necessarily in the early rounds. Definitely in the later rounds, she'll get a lot stronger, and you want to take them out where possible. Now, for this one, obviously I'm acting first, and there's no other unit in this lane, so it's a bit of a no-brainer. Kill this thing first, make sure you have tanks in the bottom lane because that's the only attackers left. But none of them really do that much damage. So you can see here, this is how this one attacks, this is how this one attacks, this is how this one attacks, and and this one, right? So they're all hitting tanks, and they got max armor, or finally is just ultra bulky. So they're basically doing no damage, right? And then so once the female is dead, then we can slowly kill off everything else, right? So this floor is very simple. The supports basically do nothing, like they're basically blanks at this stage, and you don't even have to kill them all off to finish the round either. So we kill that, and then nothing here is gonna really hurt us. Well, I'll just show you the attackers so that you know that they don't do anything. Actually, that guy taunted, and therefore Skadi went over and hit that instead of the support, and that makes actually clears this a lot quicker. So this is like round 1 and nothing's taking damage, right? So this is very safe from here, so we'll just skip from there. Okay, now we go to floor 4. One thing I want to note as well, it doesn't start to get like super difficult until I guess from around 410 upwards, I would say. So now we're going to load floor 4. And this is very useful suggestion is once you figure out your floor, just save it as one of these presets, and that way if you have to redo a floor because you made a mistake somewhere, or if you just want to go back to the start because you've ran out of your lives or whatever, that way you have all these presets ready and you just keep loading them up, and you'd have to like rearrange all units for each floor. I have to remember what to do. So now for this floor, the dangerous units are on the top row, right? We've got the snake. If you've done any PvE before, you know that this particular unit hits really hard. It has true damage. And also the frog, of course, from what I said previously, has a charm, right? Now, you'll notice here, I do have a tank here, but she actually isn't even here for any particular reason, because none of these units are going to move, so it doesn't really matter that she's here or not. But you'll notice that we're going to kill the first 2 units in the front row, right? And the next one to act on their side will be this number 1. And this number 1's getting tagged by Farnese. Farnese is not going to die to it, and therefore we're going to get the next lot of attacks going into the 2 dangerous units at the back, right? So this floor again is no danger. You just have to just get do your turn order properly, really, and you're good to go. Then just make sure that the rest of them just need to be tanked by something, right? As you can see here, that's the targeting. Pretty simple. But they all hit the tanks at the bottom. None of the rest of my units don't get hit. I mean, the Hawk doesn't need to be hit either, but I didn't really need her, so I just placed her wherever. So now all these 4 are dead, and we'll just play out the rest of this round, and then we'll skip because you will see that there's no damage going out from their side, so I'm not really worried from here. So that's all their turns. And I apologize, there's going to be a lot of loading screens because I just don't have time to edit the video. And I wanted to get this out as soon as I can for people who want to try to do this on or before the end of the event. Give you some ideas in roughly a bit of a week to complete the abyss. So now we're going to load floor 5. I hope I'm on the right one. I always lose track at this point. It looks right to me. So here we have, obviously the frog is dangerous, so we're going to kill that first, and then the rest of it is kind of whatever, right? This one is going to be the first to move on their side, and tank is going to block it. From there, nothing else really matters. Now, I want to point out this one. This I guess it's a fox. I'm not sure if it's a fox-looking thing, but this thing has anti-dodge, right? I had made this mistake where I put tanker blocking it, or not really blocking, but it was in the way. And I saw my tanker just get one-shotted by it. So you just have to be careful with these ones for tanker specifically. So yeah, we'll start this battle, and you'll see it's pretty simple here. We'll take out these 2 units, no more frog. All the heavies take a turn to charge up, so and then they get blocked by the tanks as well. So we're going to take out the whole of this lane, and similar to the previous floors, I can just stack all the supports in this lane, and they're not going to get hit. As long as there's no splash damage towards them, but I did check to make sure that none of these splash onto the supports, because you don't want that to happen, of course, because if they get sneed at this stage, even if you put HP cores on them, they're going to die, because the enemies on floor, also on Haze points, like 99 just do so much damage. Okay, now we're going to move on to, I think floor 6 is where we're up to. I just need to make a mental note because otherwise I'll likely forget. Okay, so we're going to load. Sometimes my mouse scroll will, sometimes the mouse scroll will work, sometimes it doesn't, which is a bit annoying. So we're going to read here, so floor 6. Now, obviously the two females are the most deadly, right? On the earlier floors, luckily, I think they don't do enough damage to really kill any of my units. But Farnese should be able to take a hit, not die to it, and then if it gets attacked again, then Farnese will have the second life to proc, and there's still more time, more time to get heals from Lena and recover, right? If it gets to that point. But I think aside from that, we're going to take out this mutant like pretty early, and because she's so late in the turn order, she's never going to get the move as well, right? This fly-looking thing here will attack Farnese as well, but it doesn't do enough damage at this point to hurt her. But this is another like fairly dangerous unit. It does a lot of damage. So we're going to play this. And the bottom lane, like these ones are getting tanked by these ones here. And then nothing in the middle lane is all that dangerous either, aside from the female. But they're all going to die anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Only this one will charge up, but it's going to die on the following turn, I think, unless I'm getting taunted by the beetle. The beetle does have a taunt, but it taunts when it attacks. Okay, never mind. Five need to kill the heavy anyway. And from here, looks pretty safe. You see here, it's not enough to go through the shield actually, but this is mostly because it's on a fairly early floor, right? I'll show a little bit more because there's a couple of dangerous units. Okay, that female gets killed here. The beetle will taunt, and then we're gonna attack the Actually, don't know why I didn't. Oh, maybe the taunt is on a cooldown. Maybe that's why. I don't know exactly what the reason was. I thought it was gonna Sally's gonna attack it, but I guess not. But yeah, that is the rest of this one. Okay, floor 7. Okay, now make sure I remember to load. Alright, here, again, we want to take out the female, right? Make sure she doesn't attack. This one's gonna, the Farnese will taunt, will tank this one. And these ones don't really do any damage that I could remember. At least not to armor and dodge anyway. So we're gonna kill the first 2 units here. Actually, this dolphin is also very dangerous, right? But we're able to take it out on turn 1, so it's not going to be a trouble on this particular stage. But in future stages, it is one of the more annoying units to deal with. And the reason for that is it does fixed damage, and it has like it jumps, right? And also it has hits 2 tiles, which limits the placements for your team. But the main thing is that it pretty much one-shots everything. So, but we're going to take it out on the first turn, and then the first one to act is actually the this beetle. It's going to taunt, which doesn't really matter anyway. But then Skadi was going to attack the next two, takes out the mutant, and then there'll be one more beetle, but the beetle doesn't do much damage. It will taunt, but it doesn't matter really, right? So this is the only problematic units in this particular stage. So we'll start here. It is taunt, and we're going to kill those off. And then we'll just show you that everything here can get tanked, including the tank for the fly or whatever it is. And it's already moved. It might have moved. I'm just forgetting. Yeah, I guess the bus has already moved, but finance can block it, so it's not too big of an issue. And we can just skip the rest. Okay, now we're on floor 8. So yeah, as I said before, from floor 10 onwards, it will get a bit more complicated. It does ramp up, but at the early stages, they're fairly easy. It gives you a bit of a false sense of security. This one actually is a little bit more challenging, but we can deal with a few things first, right? First off, we can deal with the fly and also the dolphin, at least one of the dolphins. And so we'll take that out first. Then this one's going to taunt, and then Skadi's going to kill the taunter. This one and the dolphin, both of the dolphins actually will all hit Finesse, and she'll be tanky enough to survive. I think I should actually just change. I'm not sure if this is going to make too much difference, but I don't really care about the rest of them getting buffs all that much. But here I can heal the Finesse because she's going to take the most damage. There's 2 dolphins and the fly here. On the top lane, the first 4 units are going to die straight away, and then there's going to be 2 heavy units. So on the following round, these are going to get killed. I'm not sure if this one taunts late enough that it can taunt for my Skadi or the Princess Skadi. But even if it does, then the next hit after that will go into the heavies. And that is pretty much it. Like, I don't really care about the tanks all that much. They don't really do any damage. So yeah, we'll start this and you can see how it plays out. Okay, we take out the first dolphin. Kill the taunter. And we heal up a bit here. Finesse can actually do a fairly surprising amount of damage, even on the high stages of Abyss. So even though these claw ones can do the splash damage on the diagonals, it doesn't really matter because they're getting supported by, well, normally they'll get supported by Lena, right? And that means that even if they take a little bit of damage, Lena can just heal them back up. But from here it's pretty safe, so let's skip to the next one. Okay, so floor 9 is the next one. Okay, now similar sort of strategy to some of the previous ones. This lane has obviously the 2 dangerous dolphins here, but there's only 3 units here. So if we can take them all out, then this lane will be pretty safe. But this one has a charge up anyway. So what's going to happen is actually on the first round, I'll take out the 2 dolphins, but then this beetle is going to taunt. So this guy's going to attack the taunter, and then the one behind it. Then on the following round, my Skadi or the Princess Skadi will move first and take out the anti-dodge fox guy, I guess. Then on the bottom lane, none of these have dodging nor, right? And then up the top, a lot of these are gonna actually die to some reflect damage here. Well, not all of them, but I remember at least one dying to it, hopefully. But nothing too dangerous here. This fly technically is, but Finance can tank through it due to the second life. So let's start here. Okay, dolphins are down. Now, nothing else on this floor I really care about. I'll just show you a little bit of the floor battle. Okay. So that is all pretty much done. So let's skip here. All right, floor 10. So of course this is when we'll start amping up. I mean, it's already starting to amp up, but there'll be more units, and then they can do more damage, more health, all that jazz. Okay, now let's load floor 10. Okay, sometimes my mouse wheel cooperates with me here, but not here. Oh, not this time. This is my floor 10 team. Now we're going to try to take out the top row, right? Because of course we got the female and also the bug or the fly. There's the dolphin here, but as with the previous testings, it seems like Fafnir can tank it pretty well. I'm actually not sure on the reasoning. Might have to do with the second life thing, but otherwise the rest isn't like particularly too bad. I will have to tank a hit of the female hit on the top lane. That's why I have placed Finance at the back, right? Because she's a backline attacker. I don't think this guy will attack, but we'll see when we do the attack or the stage. Okay, so most of that row's dead. So yeah, the Beach is going to attack the Finance. Rest of the lane seemed pretty safe as well. Even the fact he's getting some kills, which is helpful. Was wait for this female to die just to show you that it's dealt with. The rest will be easy. That's done now. So let's skip ahead. Okay, floor 11. Okay, I'm going to load up 11 where I can find it. Okay. Now here we got the dolphin and another dolphin at the bottom. So the Firefly is going to tank the bottom dolphin, and we're going to take out the top one, right? We have to make sure we kill I guess you could actually do it on the bottom as well, but I want to take out that one first. There will be a taunt, but that's okay because we'll by the end of the second round, we should have killed this dolphin. That's why I have Farnese here to tank a hit, just in case. The rest all are pretty standard sort of stuff. So let's start it up. Okay, this is pretty much done now, so we can skip ahead. Okay, floor 12. There are a couple more to go, but the video is already getting quite long, so that's why I wanted to split it into 2 parts. Okay, there should be 12. Hopefully, I've remembered correctly. Okay, so we've got the snake here. Alright, it's going to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways to get through it I mean, I guess I could use Kokoro Kami here to hit the backline first. I just don't like Kokoro Kami that much because she doesn't do anything after the first turn. But we can make our way towards it, and everything else gets tanked by something, right? So you can just check here. So Hawk blocks a lot of these. The taunts go onto Mo, and these heavies in the middle are not going to get a move. And the Shushu can just tank indefinitely on the bottom. So we'll start and we'll let it play out a little bit. Okay, those are all the dangerous ones gone, so we can skip here. Okay, floor 13. Okay, so this one actually is pretty simple. I mean, there's nothing that's too dangerous except for maybe this guy, which will get blocked by. Actually, it will die on the first turn, so that doesn't even actually matter. This is what I think. This is the stage where I made a mistake because I didn't realize this was anti-dodge. But now there's two. There's one armor tank and one high health tank that absorb the damage. We're gonna take out these two and then clear out the lane on the following turn. Then the rest here are mostly heavy, so they'll take a lot of time to charge up, but they are blocked by tanks anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. And only this guy will move, but he'll hit 3 tanks. He does like continuous damage, I think, but it's not enough to really do any damage here. Alright, so we're gonna start here, and we'll show you this one. Okay, it's pretty comfortable from here. Only a few units left, so let's skip to the next one. Okay, 14. Sorry, the mouse wasn't behaving. Anyway, so here, of course, we got the snake, who is the only real dangerous enemy here. Rest can get tanked by some sort of damage reduction. So yeah, this one actually also won't get to move, right? Even though it's attacking one of my units, because Skadi's going to move afterwards. There's no taunt on this side, right? So we're going to take out these two first 2 turns, and then these two the next couple turns. So let's start, and we'll play it out. Okay, now we can finish off. Okay, and the final floor for this video will be the floor 15. Here we have a whole backline of dolphins. So that's the most dangerous thing. And to deal with that, the simplest thing is to run a Kokorokami. So that is going to be the main basis of this attack. After she takes out the backline, she doesn't actually do a lot. You'll probably notice. But Skadi is good enough that she can solo the rest, right? Because the only things that I really care about are the dolphins. Everything else doesn't really do that much damage here, right? So I'll show you some of the attack patterns. This one gets blocked by Mo, so that's okay. That gets blocked by Mo. That one doesn't do much, I don't think. And then, yeah, these ones getting tanked as well. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I'm just trying to remember if there's anything else. This guy's going to taunt on his side, so I'm going to take out the taunt and kill the guy at the back. So that's why the bottom is pretty free. There's only this thing, but I'm pretty sure it dies before it gets the move. Or actually, it just gets tanked by Shushu. It's not a big deal. So let's start and show you the run. So this is the only, probably one of the only unit swaps I did during the first 15 floors. There might be some minor ones, but that's the only noticeable one. So we take out all those dolphins, and now the rest is pretty casual. So I'll also just let this run for the rest of the fight. Okay, so you see these won't take long to die. Skadi will just take them all out, so we can skip here. And I want to show you a bit of a preview for the next video, which is the floor 16 and what the lineup looks like. And you will see that you probably understand why I want to separate it to another video, because it's a very difficult floor, and especially with all the units there. If you're trying to do like a one shot with not losing any lives, or any units, that's gonna be quite tough. Because look at this. There's like 4 snakes. There's one female. There's a dolphin. Like they're all dangerous, right? And then there's like multiple taunts to make it even worse. So I'll show you like how I tackle this on the next video. Now, before we end the video, I do want to ask, for those who did actually go through the whole video, do you prefer for me to do future ones with or without commentary? In the past, I have filmed some Moon Abyss without commentary. I felt like that was allowed me to go through a lot quicker. Although I was like sort of still planning like my teams, I was doing it on the fly. But on this one, if I can preset a lot of teams, do you prefer me just to like place the team? I can show you some of the unit targeting and just let it play out, right? No commentary, just listen to the music or whatever. If that's like good enough, or do you need the explanations? That's the main thing that I guess I wanted to know, so that I know like how I can film this more efficiently. Because as you know, this video is going to be quite long, or it's already quite long as of recording. And as I said, I don't have time to edit everything down. And even though I do edit it down, it's not going to save that much time because it's mostly loading screens that I'm cutting out. So let me know your thoughts for future Moon Abyss videos, and I'll see you in the part 2 of this Moon Abyss not really series, mini series, I guess. Anyway, take care, good luck, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.